Interesting topic. Y'all want to know why Biden sold Afghanistan all those guns? Gave all those guns to the Taliban? I would like to know too. But let's go through some information. Most people think that Most people think that the U.S. needed to leave so quickly, so soon that they left all the military equipment there. I'm talking all the tanks, the helicopters. As I said, I think I talked about this before. The fact that they can now see all that stuff and reverse engineer anything that we left over there is a big problem for the U.S. military, unless we got some new weapons and those are like old weapons, but I seriously doubt that. But with the top, everything's a lot of stuff has been called a theory until it's been proven not to be. So does it make it a theory? I don't think so. I'll tell you what I think happened. I think, and was also confirmed and told by a military person, that those guns, tanks, helicopters, missiles, all that stuff was sold to Afghanistan. It was something that we gave them. Like, it wasn't just a present that we just left behind for all of them. It was an exchange of money for something. Something else that I thought about was, I wonder if, matter of fact, let's go back. The U.S. profits off war, right? The people who make the guns, who make the missiles, who make the bombs, who make anything that has to do, with like the helicopters with the steel bottom to keep like bullets from like hitting them on the bottom. All of these manufacturers that manufacture all of these weapons that or protection for the weapons, or protection for the tanks and helicopters and submarines and whatnot. I think that stuff was left. Let me say this. Some people are saying it was sold to them. I thought that too, but then I was like, I wonder if those were left there in order for them to have technology to start a war with us, for their excuse to get more money to fight back. You see what I'm saying? So what I'm thinking that maybe those weapons were left there so they can start a war with us for justification for something. Like, I feel like they want something to happen, or want the Taliban to do something to us. That's why they left that stuff there. They want them to do something to us so we can strike back, for justification for something. What that something is, I do not know, but I do know war is profitable. It's something that one of the guys I watch a lot on YouTube called Jake Tran. His name is Jake Tran, JAKETRAN, and it's fascinating when he said that and then I heard about what happened, like the day that everybody was running and trying to hop on these airplanes, when they said they left in a bad way, and some people were saying they retreated, so that's the only way they can do it, because Taliban was taking over. But I just don't see that. I'm thinking that wars, I feel like you have to think a little bit deeper than that. They were told that it would take, what was it, they planned it, I think, like 30 days. They had it planned for like months already. This is a guy who spoke on Valuetainment. They had it planned for months already to get out of there, but they stayed. and they waited, even with the intelligence that they had, and they spent $2 trillion training soldiers that didn't do anything when all of this happened. So when you start putting all these pieces of the puzzle together, because a lot of people, like, when you think, you got time to sit down and think, and not just listen to what the news feeds you, what the media feeds you, and you start asking why would they leave that stuff? They know what they're going to do with it, and what they're going to do with it is fight against us. They fight against the U.S. They fight against the U.S. We're going to need money to fight that war. We're going to get the money to fight the war. Something's being hidden, and when it's going to come out, I have no clue, but I love the fact that people are, you know, a little bit more skeptical about what goes on and not just listening to the media. When you detach yourself from the media, what like CSNBC and CNN and all those places talk about, they deter you from what the real message is. They bury a lot of information, and I'm sure they even know, but what they have to report on, because they are biased and because they are held to the government standard. They're running whatever the government wants them to run. That's what they're running. They're basically like China news. China wants its people to see what it wants to see, but the thing is, China has a little bit more control over their population, so they have everyone embedded inside of, and they don't know China actually has a little hidden underground thing too, where China, you know, just like how we have our apps that we can talk to each other without being on Facebook, and we won't get that notification down there where if you're talking about vaccines, like, oh, here's the CDC, you know, here's what they say. They have apps. We have apps that you know, keep us from having to deal with that, and, you know, stuff like DuckDuckGo where you can't be tracked and stuff like that. So a lot of people don't know, a lot of the Chinese people, they have those same apps. They have a lot of resources to get around what their government, and they're actually a little bit more sneakier, because they can be jailed for some of the stuff that they do and talk about, but we can't be jailed for some of the stuff that they do and what they talk about. We won't be jailed here for that. Our government, I feel like, is a little bit sneakier with the way that they do things, with the way that they trap people, with the way that they put people in jail. So it's really fascinating. So that's what I think. I think that they want them to start a war with us, or they want them to do something on U.S. territory, on U.S. land, in order to strike back. You know, similar to like the 9/11 thing. I have my thoughts about that also, but I'm thinking that to make it even more obvious to people, to sway the narrative, like, oh, we have to do this because they did this to us. We had to run and we had to leave quickly, so this is what we have to do. It's extremely fascinating. It is extremely fascinating what's gonna happen. I don't know when or what's gonna happen, but that's just my thoughts on it. So if y'all have any thoughts on it, I would love to hear those thoughts. Wow, this woman, oh Jesus, she's beautiful. She's gorgeous. I'm over here by the soccer field, baseball field in Miami, and wow. But yeah, I don't think she's part of the terrorist group. Yeah, shit. Comment, subscribe, tell me what you think. Tell me y'all thoughts. I love to hear conspiracies. I love to hear what people actually think about what's going on out here in the world. A lot of time we don't get to, I love the comments under a lot of videos, even the ones that Valuetainment does, when they're talking about the CDC, the FDA, the Army, the Navy, like Biden, just Trump. Like, I love reading all those comments. Sometimes the comments are like more entertaining than the actual video. Is very, very interesting, very, very fun to watch. But yeah, so let me know what you think in the comments below. Subscribe. I got a lot more talks I'm going to be doing. I'm going to try and post as many videos, just like I was about to say Bet David, Jesus Christ, just like Meet Kevin does. He was posting a lot of videos at one point in time, but I'm going to try and post a lot of videos to Meet Kevin. So all right, I'll see y'all later. in the next